Hey guys, so before I get into this video, I did want to hop on here really quick and let you know that I did miscarry this pregnancy at 12 weeks. And I thought really hard about deleting all of this footage, but in the end I decided that it was still relevant and it was still interesting, and I did still want to share this part of my story with you guys. I just wanted to preface the start of this with that. I think also to protect my heart so I don't get the, congratulations comments, because I think that would just tear me apart. I hope that you still enjoy. If you want to know more about my miscarriage, I will link my miscarriage video in the comment section or the description box, so you can go and watch that for more information on that. But yeah, let's get into the content of the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another pregnancy related video. I don't know what order all of these are going to go up in. I'm still super early in my pregnancy. I'm currently 7 weeks today, and I plan on holding on to all of this footage until we are ready to announce and I'm ready to start posting content. But I wanted to film it as soon as possible while it's fresh in my mind, because I really want these videos to be helpful for you guys. So yeah, if you're new to this channel, my name is Melissa. I currently have a 15-month-old baby, and I just found out I'm pregnant with twins. If you are anything like me, you are in your 2-week wait right now, which, if you are unfamiliar with trying to conceive talk, TTC talk, 2-week wait is the period of time between when you ovulate, which is likely when you and your husband or your spouse, did the deed, and when your expected period is / when you should be able to get a positive pregnancy test. So when I was in that 2-week wait period, which is typically how long it is for most people depending on how long your cycle is, I watched these videos like crazy, you guys. And I was just fascinated with trying to figure out, am I experiencing those symptoms? Am I not experiencing those symptoms? Just because you are experiencing these symptoms doesn't mean you are pregnant, and just because you are not experiencing these symptoms doesn't mean you are not pregnant. I think every body, every pregnancy is totally different, but I know there are some trends and there are some things that people tend to feel. Okay, so I have it day by day, and I'm going to use the term DPO, which means days past ovulation. I was taking ovulation tests, so I know exactly-ish when I ovulated. Those tests will usually come up positive when you are about to ovulate, 12 to 36 hours before you ovulate. So when I say DPO, it's DPO-ish, but that's the term I'm going to use. So between 1 and 6 DPO, I have written down here, I'm looking at my phone, that I had no symptoms. I had a slight bit of moodiness I noticed, but that's also just me. 7 DPO, I wrote down that I had dreams of holding a newborn baby girl. Slight cramping in the middle of the night, insomnia, chills, really cold all day long, and I cried at the end of Noel. So we were watching Christmas movies because it was right around Christmas time, and we watched the movie Noel. Great Christmas movie if you've never seen it before. I've seen it before, so it wasn't the first time I saw it, and I remember at the end of that movie I just bawled. Which is very abnormal for me. I'm not typically a crier at movies. The dream about the baby girl intrigues me because at this moment in time that I'm filming this video, I do not know whether my babies are boys or girls, or one of each. And I'm curious about this because when I was pregnant with my son, I had dreams about having a baby boy all the time. And something just told me, I just knew he was a boy. I just knew it before I even knew it, I knew it. And so with this one, I'm curious. My best friend's about to have a baby girl, which might be the reason why I had that dream, but we'll have to see if that dream meant anything. 8 DPO, I wrote down that I had chilly feet, cold feet, which still has continued on, by the way. My boobs felt heavy and more heavy as the day went on. I was short on breath during our walk, and I took a test and it came back negative. I think for me, the boobs is, this is kind of a TMI video, so sorry guys. The boobs is definitely a telltale sign for me. With my pregnancy with my son, I definitely felt different about my boobs. They just felt weird, they felt big, they looked weird, and they didn't feel right underneath clothes. And so with this 2-week wait period, my boobs were definitely, the telltale sign for me. 9 DPO, I wrote down that I had a really bad headache. This was interesting to me because I didn't realize that this is actually a very common symptom of implantation. Implantation is when the egg finally makes its way, the fertilized egg finally makes its way down your fallopian tube and it's ready to implant in your uterus and it's burrowing into the uterus lining. So if I had to guess, I would say that I implanted on 9 DPO. I also wrote down that I was very emotional and weepy. I had a racing heart at times. I had heavy boobs and very mild cramping. For 10 DPO, I wrote down very faint line on first response and Pregmate. So I was taking first response tests every other day. And Pregmate, which is like a little cheapie, I got like 25 of them for like $10 off of Amazon. I was taking those every day, if not multiple times a day. So I was taking both of those. On 10 DPO, I finally got a very faint line on both of them. On 9 DPO, I remember taking a Pregmate test right before I went to bed. So I took one in the morning, it was negative. I took one at nighttime. And I remember like thinking to myself, there's definitely a line there, or there's something there. And I was like shaking it in the light and I was like, I feel like there's something there. And so when I woke up on 10 DPO, I was very hopeful and I was like, I feel like there was something there on 9 DPO. So I had a feeling on 10 DPO, and sure enough, I got a very, very faint line. And I wrote down both boobs very tender and heavy. I slept terribly, which is, I think I was anxious, which is why I slept terribly. Shifting temperature throughout the night, very mild cramping in uterus, and another headache. 11 DPO, I wrote down that I slept horribly. I had slight cramping in the middle of the night, mild cramping throughout the day on my right side, especially with sudden movements, and boobs felt heavy and tender. So I've noticed this, and even like now throughout my pregnancy, that anytime I suddenly move, whether it be standing up really quickly or flipping around really quickly in bed or anything like that, I will kind of get like a ooh feeling, like a something is going on in there type feeling. 12 DPO, I wrote down a very solid pregnancy line test. That's the one I have right here. You guys are not going to be able to see, but I got a very, very positive line on 12 DPO, which is actually one of the things that kind of tipped me off that I might be having twins. I also got a positive digital test that day. I had diarrhea in the morning, trouble sleeping, very thirsty, eczema flare up on my hands, and in fact that hasn't gone away. That has stuck around. I think some of that is seasonally related. My boobs felt heavy, chest felt sore, very mild headache, mild cramping on right side. Also, I should mention that diarrhea is another pretty telltale sign. Not always, but it can be a pretty common symptom of pregnancy early on. 13 DPO, I wrote down boobs feel heavy and very round. Stomach is slightly queasy throughout the day, and very hungry and very thirsty. Okay, 14 DPO, which would have been when I got my period, which obviously I didn't, but this would have been when it happened. I wrote down trouble sleeping, boobs feel heavy and tender, nipples are itchy. That was weird to me. I don't remember itchy nipples in my last pregnancy, but that was happening. Queasy stomach, period-like cramps, dull soreness, and increased sense of smell. So that is my 2-week wait with this pregnancy. I did also make a couple of notes of my 2-week symptoms when I was pregnant with Lincoln, who is my son. I did not track it the way that I tracked with this pregnancy. Got pregnant my first cycle with Lincoln, and I had no idea I was gonna be pregnant right away, so I wasn't like rigorously tracking or anything like that, but I do recall, so 8 to 12 DPO when I was pregnant with Lincoln, which now at this point is a long time ago, 2 years ago, but we were traveling, so we went down to visit some family in Atlanta, and so that kind of took my mind off of things, and I would have never guessed that I was pregnant during that time. I don't recall anything prior to about 10 DPO. Restless sleep, so that seems to be a very common symptom for me with my last pregnancy and with this pregnancy. Really cold at night, I woke up shivering, which also seems to be a very common symptom for me based on what I wrote for this one. I was really hungry, I needed lots of snacks. I remember being so hungry throughout the day there, needing like snacks all the time. I remember I really wanted pears for some reason. So why that stands out to me, I have no idea. Really, really thirsty. I remember being really thirsty with Lincoln, like to the point where I felt like I could not drink enough before I even found out that I was pregnant. Now remember, with him, I didn't even take a pregnancy test until 14 DPO. My boobs looked and felt weird, like I was saying before. I remember specifically, I wrote down here, felt big and uncomfortable, I made a comment about them when I saw a photo. I remember we took a photo, or my sister-in-law took a photo of me and my husband at breakfast table, just a Christmas photo, like Merry Christmas. And I remember specifically looking at that photo and thinking like, God, my boobs look so weird. They looked big. I thought that maybe I was just gaining weight or something. Like my boobs have fluctuated throughout the year. But I specifically remember like, God, my boobs look weird. And I even made a comment to her like, oh, my boobs look weird. And I remember like readjusting my bra and like, can you take the picture again? And that same night I sat on her couch and I ordered new bras because I thought that just my bra sizing was off, or my bras were stretched out or something like that. I had no idea. All right, guys, well, those are my 2-week wait symptoms with my first pregnancy and with this pregnancy. I hope that you found this video interesting and helpful. I hope that you find all of these videos interesting and helpful. If you're new to this channel, I hope that you stick around and you subscribe because I will be making a ton of videos for you guys to see, so twin related or, you know. Anyways, thank you for watching and I'll talk to you next time.